Welcome, Virgo and Virgo cross watchers, to your love reading for, I was going to say May, for April 2023. Hope you guys have had a wonderful week. So we have the Strength card at the bottom of the deck. We have the Four of Pentacles here for the situation between you guys. So we're going to get the situation, what each of you is thinking, feeling, and intentions towards each other this month. So I'm going to start on what's in Virgo's headspace and heart space. Just want to make sure. So we have the Five of Cups reversed in your headspace, Seven of Cups in your heart space, and actions or intentions. All right. We have the Empress reversed. Virgo. What is going on? Oh no. And in their heart space, how are they feeling about Virgo? Oh. And what are their intentions or behavior? Okay. So, Virgo, I think we're just going to get some sage too, because from what I'm seeing, I feel like it just kind of feels like your person here is, I'm hearing like they feel like they've kind of hit a brick wall with you. It's almost like they feel that the tower has come down, and they seem to feel that if they could just explain things to you a little bit more, that you would understand. Well, like, it doesn't feel like you would be happy with them about it, but they seem to feel that you would understand. You would kind of at least not look at them that way, I'm hearing, or at least not kind of look at them as that kind of person. So I'm just kind of feeling like you're not really receptive to this person at all. At all. So we have the Five of Cups reversed here. So upright, it talks about like, you know, loss, regret, that sort of thing, but it's reversed. And I feel like, you know, losing this person to you, I feel like you're not going to be letting yourself stay in that kind of morose energy for long. It almost feels like you are, it's like there's a situation, it feels like it could be an ending. For some of you, it may not quite be an ending, but it feels like there's something here that may have broken your heart in the past, but you don't regret it now. And it's almost like if you have to be the one to kind of pour those cups out, pour the, you know, if you have to be the one that gets the ball rolling or that kind of makes something happen here, I feel like you have no problem doing that. And it feels like it's because it's almost this energy of like, you're not going to let it get to you. You're not going to let this, it's almost like you're not going to let this take you down somehow. I mean, like, I'm not sure how it would take you down. But it doesn't even feel like you'll have to try to do that. I feel like whatever's happened here, you really do not regret it. I feel like somebody here, it feels like it could be this person. I feel to a certain extent they may have kind of given you an offer, but it feels like it's almost like the old bait and switch sort of thing. It's like they were trying to make it look like it would be a certain type of way, but they actually weren't going to be sharing all of it with you or all of themselves with you, right? It's like they would only do whatever was expected here to a point. So in your heart space, we have the Seven of Cups, which of course talks about choices, right? That's the Pisces card. It also can talk about that kind of teacher energy. And I feel like, ooh, Okay. It feels like here, Virgo, this person may have kind of pussyfooted around, excuse me, in that it's like, it's almost like if they acted like they couldn't make the decision, or they acted like, you know, let's say, for example, they had two options and then, and they didn't choose you, right? You know what I mean? It's like, well, if it's not a heck yes, then it's a no. You know what I mean? Like if you have to even consider who you want, do you really want either of them, right? And I feel like that's kind of the lesson that you're teaching this person, that's not what's going to work. It's not going to work out. And I feel like, um, I mean, you may have cut this person off. It doesn't feel like it's been like, you've completely, blocked them. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't, but it feels more that it's like you've made it clear to this person. For some of you, it could be that you've just made it clear to this person alone that whatever's happening, however this is going, it's not working for you. And I feel like it's almost this energy of, I want to say, like, I feel like that you have choices. And I'm hearing like a snake slithering in the grass. Let's just, this deck? No. What's that snake slithering? So we have the Three of Pentacles here. Wow. So on this Seven of Cups here, we have the Queen of Pentacles, the Fool, and the Nine of Pentacles. So, it's almost like someone is trying to offer you an opportunity, trying to kind of bait you into being like, this is exactly what you want, Virgo. This is exactly what you want. But it's almost like you seem to be, number one, aware of that. And number two, it's almost like it's not an appealing enough answer or like offer. It feels like you may be giving up more in the short term. It's almost like it would be an enticing offer, like for people who are outside looking in, whatever this offer is, it feels like it would be very enticing for them. You know what I mean? It's almost like people might think that you're crazy for not taking it, but it's almost like there's something, I almost want to say it's like, it's about your self-respect. There's something here about that, right? It's almost like, let's say, may not be the actual situation, but it's almost like in the dynamic that they're offering here, they'd always be the one in control of finances or in control of this or in control of that. They'd always have a certain element of control over you in the dynamic that they're looking for, or at least that they offered. And I feel like you're over here like, you know what? I'd rather take less and take some freedom than have whatever you're offering and, almost like be in servitude. You know what I mean? Like be tied to this person, owe them, not owe them, but almost feel like you have to do things. You have to go along with things that make your skin crawl, that make you feel almost kind of dirty. You know what I mean? Like you kind of have to shake the energy off because you're kind of beholden to this person because they have that or the offer that they're proposing, right? And in that offer, they would have a certain amount of control. And it's almost the energy of like someone that would engage in some dodgy business practices, but you need that job. And it's almost like, and in order to stay there, you would have to engage in those dodgy practices. And you're not, you know what I mean? And I feel like walking away from this situation, no regrets. None at all, because you have the Empress reversed for your intentions towards them. Excuse me. Excuse me. This is an extremely powerful card. It very, very rarely comes out reversed. And upright, it talks about, kind of, it's almost like even just turning this card upright, it feels like love is just going to kind of like conquer all and heal the whole thing. But I feel like that's not the headspace you're in. It just feels like you're not running from the situation. And it's like, and if the offer comes out and this person isn't holding back everything, I feel like to a certain extent you may consider it. But it's like you're not hoping for it, you're not counting on it. And it's almost like even if that happened, you'd be giving it some like some stink eye or some side eye, like what's really going on here? You know what I mean? It just feels like, I feel like in the back of your mind, you feel like, okay, well, I'm keeping the door open because I would this, I would that. But I actually feel like you're not. I feel like even if the offer came, it would be very suspicious to you. Hold on. It would be, it just feels that you wouldn't trust it. So on your person's end over here, we have the Ace of Pentacles for what they're thinking about you in the relationship. I mean, it's pretty clear that this person wants a new start. They seem to feel like what they're offering you is pretty darn good. It's almost like they feel like they're offering you the beginning of something, and it's almost like, and they've already cultivated something similar to it like before, so they know that what they're offering to you has potential. But it's almost like, well, let's say they're excuse me, they're offering you like a sapling to grow a tree, right? It's like, well, that's not a tree you've ever seen before and you don't know anything about it. They do, and they seem to almost covet it. To them, it's almost like it's the best thing that they could offer you. You know what I mean? To them, it means a lot. But it also, like, there's this undercurrent, right? It's almost like, yes, they feel that way, but there's also this thing where it's like, they know you'll need them. You know what I mean? It's like, you've never seen the tree before. How are you going to take care of it? How do you avoid, I don't know, trees? Wow. I can't even put a sentence together. I know words. It just feels like this person knows that they're giving you something that they know you'll need them for. And so it's like, not only are they, do they really want to give you this that they know will do a lot of good, but they know that that will make it so that, like, that you'll need to call them, that you'll need to interact with them, that you'll need to something with them. It does feel like there's this element that, like, that they know that at some point or another that may not be the case. But I feel like they're not really, it's almost like they haven't thought that far. I feel like that seems to be a reality that's starting to creep up on them. But it's almost like I feel like they either want to pretend that that's not the case, or it's almost like they don't want to think that far ahead somehow. So what's in their heart space, or what they're feeling about you? We have the Tower, the Hanged Man, and the Three of Cups. So I feel like this person seems to feel like you're pretty hard to reach. It feels to them, hold on. It feels like they have a heck of a time trying to get through to you, trying to reach you. You seem to almost be this kind of elusive thing that always escapes their grasp. And I do feel that this person has, options at their disposal, let's say, okay? It doesn't mean that this person, it's like, if the two of you are, in a committed relationship, it feels like they have options that they don't really want. For those of you that you're not in, kind of a committed relationship, I feel like this person has options that they can, go to or tap into, I guess you could say, but they're not options that they want. but it does feel like they're keeping them on ice in the event that something doesn't work out with you. But it's almost like they may not realize that it's almost like whoever they're keeping on ice is frozen solid. You know what I mean? It's like they may not realize that actually they seem to have burned some bridge by ignoring somebody, all while trying to kind of chase after you here. And it may not feel like they're chasing, but to them, this is chasing. They seem to feel that they feel that you're under the impression that the bottom is always going to fall out. So it's almost like, why touch the ground when it's just going to crumble beneath my feet? You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of your take on things, right? Not theirs. And they seem to, it's almost like they haven't quite figured out how to get you down from there. And I feel like I feel like it's a word like anomaly, but it's like about a mystery, enigma, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, it's like you're such a complex mystery in how to kind of solve the issue of being able to get close to you. It's almost like in trying to get close to you, I feel like they fall in love with you here. And I want to stress that that doesn't mean that this or this is going to happen, right? Just because somebody falls for you, all it means is that they fall for you. And I feel like they do really fall pretty hard. It's almost like there's something so elegant and graceful and almost like statuesque about the way that you kind of avoid everybody's BS. It's almost like you're almost kind of with the grace and elegance of a ballet dancer. And you just kind of seem to be able to anticipate and avoid everyone's BS. And I feel like in watching you do that, it's almost like they get a little bit love struck. And it's almost like they seem to live their life in the same way, but there's different intentions. So it's like they're doing the same things, but they're doing them with an intention of like doing this or doing like they're still doing all the same things, but it's like they're setting up their life in a way to make space for you. And it's almost like if they can't get you by, walking out their front door and finding you and trying to reach for you, I feel like they're kind of like, okay, well, I'm still going to do that. But it feels like they're also clearing out the clutter from their life. Ooh, sorry, I didn't expect that door to close so hard. Sorry about that. So it just kind of feels with these here that the cards were talking about how this person's making space for you. And I feel like it'll be a process for them. It's not like it's going to be overnight. And it almost feels like by the time they have that space cleared for you, whether or not you're open to it is, I mean, obviously your choice. It's almost like by the time that happens, I feel like either they'll have more stored up or there'll be that energy of them like holding back and feeling like they need to have some sort of element of control. It's almost like they'll have fallen so hopelessly for you that won't be a problem. Not that they're, going to be foolish or anything. It doesn't feel like they have any kind of that desperate energy, but they'll just kind of be so taken with you that it's almost like that they would kind of do anything for you kind of thing. Now their actions or intentions towards you, it's the Six of Wands reversed. So upright, this card talks about, victory. In the regular deck, it's that person, kind of on the horse going through the parade with the wands in the background. And they definitely feel, there's this feeling that like, I effed up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I effed that up. I feel like there's something that's dawning on them that is like maybe internally they're having these, soft and squishy emotions for you here. But I feel like externally, it's almost like they feel like you're slipping away from them. They seem to feel, it's almost like for those of them that they feel they went too far, um, it's almost like you might be the one that got away here. You know what I'm saying? I feel for others of you, um, they may be acting as stubborn as a mule to save face. And for those of you that they're kind of doing the stubborn and they're trying to save face, I feel like they're doing it knowing that they could lose you in the process. So I know that's kind of like there's two very divergent energies coming from that card. So I apologize if that's confusing, but it's like on the one hand, for some of you, this person is kind of like staring at you longingly and just isn't telling anybody. I feel like people can see it, but they're not saying anything. And I feel like for others of you, um, this person seems to be doing something for financial gain that they know could push you away, but they seem to feel that it's like once they build that up, they'll be able to come back and kind of entice you to them with whatever financial abundance they've grown. So I think I'll leave it there, Virgo. If this reading resonated, I hope it was helpful and brought you some clarity. Private readings are open, but I am making my way through the wait list. So just to let you know, there may be a bit of a wait, maybe a couple of weeks. And of course, I will have the mini love reads out on Sunday, followed by the singles and new love interest reads on next week. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and we'll see you on the next one. Much love. Bye.